He's going to call this.
You're going to see a flop.
Let's take a look at this flop.
The flop comes ace, king, 8.
2 diamonds. Tony G checks.
Now, Tony G's flopped an ace high straight draw. Now goes check,
Alan
check.
checks. 4th Street is a 4 of spades.
Tony's going to check it again. He says one more. And Alan checks.
Alan checks again behind him.
And the river card is a
Very
king
surprised
of
to see Alan check that again.
Dernière carte.
Now the board's paired kings.
Now Tony the bully's going to bet this one.
Tony G.
No love lost on Tony G. Look at this. He's betting.
He is.
If this guy was on Survivor, he would have definitely been voted off the island weeks ago. He's betting it.
Yeah, he is betting it, but I'm not crazy about this bet of his. Now, Alan's got a test here. So far, he's been very conservative. Will he call with 2 8s here? I'll be surprised if he doesn't call, but...
Well, this is interesting. How do you call with just a pair of 8s?
Well, the man checked on the flop. He's checked on 4th Street. Look at Tony checking him out here. This could be the first dent in the army for Tony in case Alan calls him here.
Tony's giving him a total stare down.
So far, Alan's been pushed around by these guys a little bit. It's time for him to start pushing back, I think.
Alan calls.
He calls him.
Alan.
Alan Cunningham has made a nice call here. He's going to win this pot with a pair of 8s. He's got kings and 8s with an ace kicker. It's going to win the pot, and look at Tony.
Tony is...
He's a little stunned here.
He's sick.
His first dent in the armor here, Vince.
He's absolutely sick about it, but what a good sport, laughing it up. So the man that brings poker down to the level of barroom darts or mud wrestling is finally going to take a hit.
Well, I give Alan a little bit of credit. I said he was doing 50 miles an hour on the interstate. He just stepped up the gas. He's now doing about 60.
Okay, we're going to look at a hand, Chris Johansson. He has a deuce 8 offsuit. He's throwing his hand away. Claude Cohen out also.
Chris and Claude fold. Pass chez Chris et Claude.
Jacques Duran picks up a king 9 offsuit. What's he going to do with it, Mike?
Well, he's in favorable position. He's on that button. You see the hockey puck there sitting in front of him. And he's going to raise.
Button raises. Relance chez Jacques.
Alan Cunningham is a 9 junk. He throws his hand away. Now wait, look at this. Tony's going way up. He's going to raise it.
I mean, he re-raised quickly with a 7 jack here, Vince.
Now this is
unbelievable play here. Didn't even hesitate. Quickly shot the pot up.
This is a very bold move by Tony G, the Australian. Raising a razor. Did he see something in Jacques' eyes? What was it?
He really did. An amazing play by the Australian right here.
It just so happens Jacques doesn't have that strong of a hand.
I'll tell you one thing, he may be a talker, but he's got some game, this guy.
Believe me, you're watching poker genius out here.
This is what's such fun about the World Poker Tour events. We actually get to see their cards.
Let me tell you something. If we didn't see the cards, I would think, Tony G has to have a pair of jacks on up. Jacks, queens, kings, or aces. Yeah. That would be the perception he's throwing. We would believe that, but now we know he has nothing.
He has 1 jack, a jack and a 7.
Of spades, not a particularly good hand. How do these guys know?
Look at Jacques Duran. Now, he thinks that the guy might be making a move on him because he raised so quickly here. Pretty good instincts by Jacques right here.
But you don't want to be pushed around either. You're going to take your time. Is he going to call it? Is he going to fold?
You can have a look at one.
No, he's going to fold it. And look at Tony did his little freebie peeky routine again. And Jacques does not like that. The player of mass destruction has done it again. He takes down this pot off his cold stone bluff.
Okay, welcome back. We started 3 days ago with 86 players. We're down to our final 5.
Absolutely, and we got the brash Australian Tony G taking a little hit there on the last hand, but I'll tell you something, this guy is something to watch.
He's still our chip leader, though, with 260,000 chips, but in second chip position is the young American. Alan Cunningham has moved up to the number 2 spot.
Very interesting tournament at the Euros final so far. Now it's going to be up to Claude Cohen first. Looks at his hand. Let's see what he's got.
9-10 of hearts. You like these kind of hands, Vince.
Yeah, that's what we call a suited connector, right, Mike? You play these sometimes, don't you?
I sure do, but Claude opts not to play it in first position. He throws the hand away.
Jacques Durand has picked up a queen jack, two different suit, but look with this. He's gonna call or is he gonna raise?
He's just called.
Just gonna
Calls
call.
the big blind.
Okay, Alan.
Alan's on the button now. He's got 2 5s, a small pair. And he's also going to call.
well.
He's going to look at the flop if he can.
Now we call that limping in. He's limping in.
I raise a little
Nothing
bit.
crazy. Now Tony
Look at
G.
this. Now, Tony, 3 people in the pot is raising with a 7-10 offsuit in first position, out of position. Now, this is sort of a wild play here.
Why not? He feels there's some momentum. He can take this pot down. He's gonna raise it.
He's not going to take it for this amount. He's only raised at
Chris in the big
6,000.
blind
He's made it
folds.
12,000 to go, which is just double the bet. A very
Jack
peculiar
calls.
raised by Tony G right here, in my opinion.
Chris en grosse blinde
Well, I'll tell you
passe.
one thing. He's
Jacques
been
suit la relance.
manipulating both Jacques and Alan. He's got his 2 suckers right in this hand.
Well, that's the kind of raise is what we call a sweetener. It's not actually a
So as
big
Alan,
raise where you're trying to win the pot.
Alan suit également.
Okay, they're all going to call three-way action here.
Nous allons voir le flop.
Let's see what happens.
Roi,
Whoa.
5, 4, 2
King
big,
5-4.
King 5-4.
Alan
2
Cunningham has
spades.
flopped 3 5s in this hand. Let's
Now-
see how this develops.
Tony
Look
G
how
bets.
still Alan is. He cannot believe it. He's got 3 of a kind.
Well, the other 2 have nothing.
24,000.
He's got a betting. Alan's got Tony betting on the flop.
And now, what
Jacques
Alan's going
folds.
to do, is he going to raise it here, or is he just going to
Jacques.
call? He's certainly going to play. He's flopped 3 5s. He wants to get maximum money out of this pot. He's trying to figure out how to do it. With 2 spades out there, there's a flush draw. In case Tony would have like 2 jacks or 2 10s or something, Alan doesn't want to give him a free card, so he's contemplating this too. Does he want to raise right here or just call? Let Tony continue to have the lead.
Don't forget, a no-limit hold'em, you can raise whatever you want. So you got to be creative. You got to figure out what's best for you in the long run. Taking his time here.
Alan is taking a long time here. Of course, we know Tony has absolutely nothing. He wants him to throw his hand away, but that's not going to happen.
Where is it? 50,000.
Alan will re-raise.
He raised it 50,000 more.
Relance
Just a mere 50, he
chez
says.
Alan,
He
50
comes
000
over
de
the
plus.
top for 50,000 more. And now, right now, Tony, the Australian, is not feeling too good about the way he's played this hand.
No,
he tried
he-
to get cute, re-raising in first position with a 7-10. He's now got his foot caught in the mousetrap.
No, he's got to be sick about this. And he looks sick. But he's thinking, he's really looking at Alan, though, trying to figure this out.
Well, he's going to end up being a lot sicker if he decides to make a move here and shove all the chips in the pot to try to steal it.
So he knows he can't, basically he can't win the hand if he just calls.
He cannot call.
So he's thinking in the back of his mind, if he goes all in, there's always that chance.
That's his only other
Tony
option.
G
He's going to fold or go all in.
There you go.
He opts to fold. Alan Cunningham picks up the pot.
Alan gagne ce coup. Et le bouton
142,000 in that pot.
Button moves to
Nice
Tony.
hand for Alan Cunningham.
The young American has done it. He's won a nice pot.
All right, Claude is first to act here. He looks at a 6-4 offsuit and folds.
All right, Jacques Durand has an interesting hand. He has a queen 9 of diamonds. He likes that. He's going to play this. Let's see how.
I call.
He's just calling, Mike.
He calls, wants to see a flop. He has queen 9 of diamonds.
Oh, man, Alan Cunningham has ace 4 diamonds, Mike.
No, he's got ace-4 diamonds.
Alan calls.
Now, had Jacques just
Tony
not called
calls.
there, Alan probably would have raised on the button with that hand. Since he had a
right,
caller
we're
in front
gonna
of him,
see a
he
flop
opted to
of
call
four-way
also.
action now.
We have a 4-way action pot,
Yeah,
Vince.
Tony G's got 5-6.
4 out of the 5 players are in the pot. This is going to be fun.
Flop is 10, 7, deuce, 2 spades.
Flop comes 10-7 deuce,
The blinds check. It's check to the button. Everyone
and
checks.
everybody checks. We checked all the way around. Now a 3 comes off.
3 of clubs.
I'll be very surprised if Chris would check this again.
Well, Chris has got a pair of 10s with a bad kicker. The kicker's the second card in your hand. Nothing great, but what's he going to do with it? Is Tony going to take a grab at bluffing this time? No, he doesn't.
Tony's checked.
And here comes Chris. He's going to bet a little bit.
Chris is going to bet. Now, Chris has what we call top pair. Nobody bet last time around, so he can't put anybody on a 10, so he really believes the 10s are the best hand right here.
Jacques going out, has nothing. Allen's also going out. He actually had a straight draw, an inside straight draw.
And Tony goes out.
Hits a 5, he would have caught a straight, but
Now, Chris gets good respect at the table. Chris is a very solid player. He's a professional player from Sweden.
yes, he is.
He gets respect. He was the chip leader going into the table today. I like his play. I like his demeanor. I like his composure at the table.
Well, he picks up that pot.
But I don't care where it's from. So I just play my game.
Events with 5 players left. We've lost 1 Frenchman. The other 2 Frenchmen are the low chip stacks. And the American now has the chip lead.
Amazing. Alan Cunningham has the lead.
It's very easy to play with it.
It's not hard.
And here we go. Alan's got a 7-3. He's going to throw it away. Now look at this. Tony G's got a big hand. He's got a pair of queens, Mike.
Big blind.
2 queens, lovely ladies. He comes in for 20,000.
Total of 20,000.
Now the Stoic Swede has got an interesting hand, too. He's got big slick. He's got ace, king, different suits. What's he going to do with it?
Look at Tony looking at him. Look. He sees him playing with his chips.
Look at Tony, so excited. Got a big pair of queens, 2 ladies.
Now look at Chris. He's taking his time. He's got big slick, the ace king. It's a big hand. How is he going to play this pot? He hadn't played very many pots so far today.
This could be a massive matchup here.
Chris is going to re-raise.
He's going to re-raise it.
Re-raise it. Little does he know what he's in for.
Total of 60,000.
And what's interesting is Claude Cohen has a pretty good hand, too. Jack 10 of hearts, but how can you...
You're never going to call a raise and a re-raise with a jack 10
that would be
in that
tricky.
spot.
He's going to toss it.